Hey guys, it's Steve with Basketball with Steve. What is the best NBA draft ever? So in my opinion, we're going to talk about three different drafts. We're going to talk about the 2003 NBA draft, the 1996 NBA draft, and the 1984 NBA draft. Excuse me. So let's start off with 1984. We have Hakeem Olajuwon, Michael Jordan, Charles Barkley, and John Stockton. Those are the biggest, the big ones that came out in that league. And in terms of NBA championships, they won 8. Michael Jordan won 6. Hakeem won 2. In terms of final appearances, 12. Jordan with 6. Hakeem with 3. John Stockton with 2. Charles Barkley with 1. NBA MVPs, Jordan with 5. Olajuwon with 1. Charles Barkley with 1. All-Star appearances, 47. Michael Jordan with 14. Hakeem Olajuwon with 12, Charles Barkley with 11, and John Stockton with 10. By the way, I will leave the link to where I'm getting all of this information in the description below. Let's look at the 1996 NBA draft. Allen Iverson, Ray Allen, Kobe Bryant, and Steve Nash are the big ones. You also have pretty decent players in, Marcus Camby, Stephon Marbury, Zydrunas Ilgauskas, Peja Stojakovic. So there's some good role players there as well. But let's look at this. So NBA championships, Kobe won 5. Ray Allen 2, so that's a total of 7. NBA final appearances, Kobe with 7, Ray Allen with 4, Allen Iverson with 1. NBA MVP, Steve Nash with 2, Kobe with 1, AI with 1. It's kind of weird that Nash has more MVPs than Kobe and AI, but it's all good. All-Star appearances, 46, Kobe with 17, AI with 11, Ray Allen with 10, and Steve Nash with 8. Now let's look at my favorite draft ever. Obviously, we all know why. The 2003 NBA draft with my main man LeBron James, my main man Melo, Chris Bosh, and D-Wade. So, we all know they're still in their career. Their career's not done, but total of 7 championships. 3 for D-Wade, 8. 3 for D-Wade, 3 for LeBron, and 2 for Chris Bosh. All-Star appearances. Anyway, none of that matters. Let's talk about which one is better. 03, 96, or 84. First thing that sticks out, a lot of people are going to say this. Oh, well, 1984 is the greatest player of all time. That is an opinion. Some people argue that 2003 is the best player of all time. However, I will say this. 1984 was the most successful of all time in terms of winning championships, things like that. So far. But Hakeem Olajuwon is definitely a top 15 player ever, in my opinion. He's a beast. Michael Jordan is obviously top 10. Charles Barkley is obviously top 20. John Stockton is top 20, top 25 as well. So, there's all top 25 players there. Now let's look at 1996 NBA draft. AI can be argued he's top 10, top 15. Ray Allen, top 25, top 30, maybe 35. Kobe, top 10, no doubt. Steve Nash, top 25, top 30, around there, maybe top 40. So, yeah. Now let's look at the 2003 NBA draft. LeBron and D-Wade. LeBron and D-Wade definitely top 10. Melo, top 20. Chris Bosh, top 25. Now, before anyone's like, how could you say Melo is top 20? I'm not even going to debate it, but let me just say it, man. Carmelo Anthony is the most consistent player in NBA history. He's one of the clutchest players ever. He's just a beast, man. The dude throughout his career has never averaged under 20 points per game. It's just ridiculous. He's definitely top 25 for consistency, not leaving his team, just playing his heart out day in and day out, improving defensively. Look at the stats, it's true. He's top 20 ever, in my opinion. LeBron is top 10. There's no argument about that. D-Wade, top 10, top 15. Chris Bosh, top 25. You don't believe in that Chris Bosh is top 25? That's cool, but the dude has 2 NBA rings. Dominant NBA big man. He's been consistent throughout his career. He's like a numerous time All-Star. I think it's like 10-time All-Star. He's top 25, top 30. So, in terms of that, my opinion, it's going to be between 1984 and 2003. Why? Because the players in 2003 and 1984, in my opinion, are better than the players in 96. Now, there are 2 exceptions, Kobe Bryant and Allen Iverson in the 96 draft. However, 4 players beats 2 players. And the same thing with 84. 4 players beats Kobe and AI. So, that's why now it's between, in my opinion, 2003 and 1984. So, what did the 1984 NBA draft bring into the NBA? Well, during this era, it was pretty much the Magic versus Bird era. Michael Jordan came into the league. got first rounded a whole bunch of times. John Stockton took a while to make any noise. Charles Barkley, he made some noise. Hakeem made some noise. But it all took them a while before they all started to really win championships. Now, anyway, so John Stockton never won an NBA championship. Hakeem Olajuwon did. He won twice. Jordan won 6 times. Charles Barkley never won. So, again, man, if you really look at it, we could think about it this way. LeBron and D. Wade are better than Charles Barkley and John Stockton. All right? So, we can take Hakeem, Jordan, LeBron, and D. Wade. Now, let's just focus on Charles Barkley, John Stockton, or Carmelo Anthony and Chris Bosh. So, would you guys rather have Charles Barkley or Carmelo Anthony? Would you guys rather have Chris Bosh or John Stockton? Now, I know Chris Bosh and John Stockton are totally different positions, but if you look at it, John Stockton was incredibly consistent throughout his career. Incredibly consistent. Now, some people say, like, oh, without Karl Malone, he would have been trash. Well, that's not necessarily true, you know? And the thing with Chris Bosh is, like, people can say, oh, without LeBron and D. Wade, he would have never won an NBA championship. Well, that's possibly true, but you can't lie that without Chris Bosh, the Miami Heat may have never won any championships either. So, yeah, this is where it gets really, really tough, and I try to keep out bias as much as possible. So I'm just going to go ahead and say the whole Carmelo Anthony, Charles Barkley thing, if you look at the stats, Carmelo Anthony is more consistent. Charles Barkley was a better all-around player in some aspects, especially defensively. So I honestly don't know between these two players, you know. I guess most of you are going to say Charles Barkley. So I guess I'll go with Charles Barkley just to keep it fair. And Chris Bosh or John Stockton. If I were going to start a team, to be honest, I'd pick Chris Bosh because I would never pick a true point guard to start a team around, just because, you know, when you're a true point guard like John Stockton and Steve Nash, you know, it's hard to make a team around them because it's limited to what a true point guard can do while on the floor. So that leads me to believe that I would take Chris Bosh over John Stockton, which leads me to the conclusion that the 2003 NBA draft is the best NBA draft of all time. Now, their careers are not even over yet, which is the scary part. LeBron still has a long way to go. Melo still has a long way to go. Chris Bosh still has a long way to go. D. Wade, you know, he's on the decline, but he showed some signs of life last postseason, you know. So, in my opinion, the 2003 NBA draft is the best draft in NBA history, just because we have 4 of the top 25, top 30 players ever. If you don't believe me that Chris Bosh is top 30, that's cool. That's my opinion. You know what I mean? I know I said, well, Michael Jordan, that's your opinion about the GOAT, but the reason why I said that is because, you know, to calm the wave. Because I know if I talk about the GOAT and I talk about LeBron versus Jordan, there's going to be so much in the comments when I want this to focus on the draft, 2003 versus 84, instead of LeBron versus Jordan. You know what I mean? So I'm going to go with 2003. It's alright if you guys disagree. I expect a lot of you guys to say 84 is better. I expect a lot of you guys to say 96 was better than 03, and that it was really between 96 and 84, not 03 and 84. But that's cool. Let me know what you guys think in the comment section below. Anyway, it's been Steve with Basketball with Steve. Thank you for watching. Catch you guys in the next one. Peace.